All right, so we are here for the divisional round weekend. The Elite Eight are left, and this has got to be one of the most interesting playoffs, divisional rounds in a couple of years. You got completely super underdogs like the Browns. You have a matchup that, in my opinion, I think the two teams mirror each other, and that is the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. You have the number one offense versus the number one defense in Rams versus Packers. And then you have what is, in my opinion, going to be the game of the week, which is Tampa versus New Orleans. You know, there's all this hype around New Orleans has basically swept Tampa so far, but I think this game is going to be a lot closer. Now, I've gone back and forth a couple times in the past couple days here, and I am going with all home teams for this, and did some research and found out there have been a couple times since 2000, there have been a couple times that the all four home teams have won. I am picking all four to win. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I really like Baltimore beating Buffalo, but something about just Josh Allen being out there and the season he has, I can't pick against Josh Allen. So as much as I think that Baltimore is going to win, my gut is telling me go with Buffalo. So I would be going with three home teams and away team, but Josh Allen just feels like an X factor to me. So I'm going with all four home teams here. So to jump right into it, the first game of the weekend is LA Rams head to Lambeau Field to face the Green Bay Packers. Like I said before, number one defense versus number one offense. This is the matchups. I can't, this is just going to be amazing. I can't fathom how much fun this is going to be. I cannot wait for this game. It makes it even better that, I'm a fan of one of these two teams. If I wasn't a fan of one of these two teams, I wouldn't be as hyped. But the fact that, I'm a Packers fan, and, we're going up against Aaron Donald. You got a couple people up front that are really good. Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams. This is just going to be completely just hyped up, and it deserves the hype. Now, will it live up to the hype? We will see. Because on the flip side, you have LA offense versus the Packers defense. This is what I think is going to be really important for this matchup. Yes, everyone's going to focus on number one versus number one, but you have to focus on the flip side. You have an injured Jared Goff. Wolford, I don't know who's starting. I think Jared Goff is going to start. I don't know if Wolford's going to be back, so they might have Blake Bortles as their backup. Cam Akers did really well against that Seattle defense, ran for, 138 yards or something like that. You have the Packers run D, which has been, kind of suspect this year. And, will Cam Akers, go for a lot of yards on our defense? Possibly. You have Jair on that defense, who you can compare Jair to Ramsey. Honestly, you can. They're 1A and 1B. If you want to see Ramsey is better than Jair, I don't care. That's fine. But they are up there. They are their own tier alone. You have everyone else, and then you have Jair and Ramsey above them, one tier above them. They are literally almost identical, stats wise. To me, it feels like less people are throwing on Jair than they are on Ramsey. But I think actually Jair has been thrown on more, if I remember the stats correctly. Which, again, it doesn't feel like that, but it's probably just because more incompletions, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. This, Packers defense versus Rams offense is going to be interesting too, and this might set the tone of the other two sides. So I am going with Packers. Number one offense. You get away from Devontae Adams. We still have weapons. I still trust Lazard. MVS, I'm not super high on, but he can do damage. He can with his speed. Robert Tonyan, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. We're going to have A.J. Dillon. We're going to have all three running backs available for this game. So Matt LaFleur, I don't know what kind of damage you can do with that, but Matt LaFleur is going to figure that out this week. So, I mean, you got this running game, you got this passing game. You have Aaron Rodgers who still has wheels. People forget about that. They don't put a QB spy on him, and he's going 10 yards down the field for a first down. I mean, you can't forget about that. But again, on the opposite side, Aaron Donald, big factor here. You have to plan around Aaron Donald. Now, yes, you can say always injured, rib injury, so he's not going to be full strength. He's playing. I guarantee he's going to play. I think he has been practicing this week so far. I have not seen anything that says he's sat out or anything, so I'm assuming he's practicing with his, I believe it's a rib injury. So I expect him to play. I expect, again, they have, other front four that can really do damage when he's not out there. They showed that if you go back and watch the last drive when Aaron Donald went out against Seattle last week. They had, was it 2 sacks in that last drive? Because Russell Wilson got sacked, 5 times? So I think there was 2 on that last drive, and Aaron Donald wasn't even on the field. Again, secondary. I don't know much of their secondary, but I obviously I know Ramsey, but I might just pull up. That might take too much time to figure out. But I don't remember much of their secondary, but I know they are a really good secondary too, outside of Ramsey, I should say. So it's going to be interesting to see this game. I'm going with Packers. I think it could be close. Again, the flip side. If you flip the other 2 sides of the ball, that's what I'm going to pay attention to. Everyone else is going to pay attention to number 1 versus number 1. I'm going to be paying attention to the other side. If the Packers defense holds the Rams offense, then eventually you're going to get so many 3-and-outs that the defense is going to get tired. The Rams defense is going to get tired, and then the Packers offense is going to just explode and go down the field. So there's so many dynamics here that, again, this isn't going to be game of the week. Let me tell you, Tampa versus New Orleans is going to be game of the week. I'm telling you right now it will be. But this game has a lot of makings of game of the week, but it's going to get outshined later on Sunday night. So next game here. Again, I really want to go with Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram in the backfield, Hollywood Brown, all those wide receivers, Mark Andrews. That offense just explodes. And eventually, as you saw against the Titans, Lamar Jackson will burn you, and he's gone. So, I mean, I want to pick Baltimore so bad. But again, like I said before, Josh Allen is an X factor. They have Diggs out there. Diggs can just run a deep route. Josh Allen can just launch the ball to him, and that's a touchdown. I mean, I don't like their running backs as much. Singletary's okay. I think Baltimore has the better running game. Especially because you have Lamar Jackson that can run too. You have a running back and then you have a QB that can run too. So I'm not saying Josh Allen can't run, because he can, but running back wise, if you need to get out of the pocket, it's Baltimore all the way. It is. But Josh Allen, again, he can throw. He's a better thrower than Lamar. Again, you have Diggs, Beasley, who are normally his biggest receivers, best receivers that he wants to go to. So I think that this could be one of the funnest games. This could be one of the most interesting games. Defensively, again, I don't know what to think. I think they're around the same strength and level on defense. But I think this is just going to be a shootout. I really do. This is going to be just, 45-48 type of game. This is that's what I think. I could be wrong, and defense could show up, and this could be like a 21-24 game or a 14-17 game or something. But I just think this is going to be a shootout. Both offenses are just going to get in a groove by the second quarter, and we're going to go off. That second half is probably going to just be lighting up the sky. So just like the 4th of July, there'll be a lot of fireworks out there. That second half, I can see it. So I am going with Buffalo. Josh Allen is just special. He really is, and he's taken a big leap since last year. So I can't wait. Now, this game right here, I can't tell you how badly the internet will break if Cleveland beats Kansas City. I can't tell you. This is going to be like very, very interesting. This game is probably going to be under the microscope. If Cleveland keeps it close, this is the W for Cleveland. Even if you lose, if you keep it really close with Kansas City, I don't care if you lose. This is like, call this your Super Bowl if you want. But you have probably the best. Yeah, probably. Well, Kamara's left, so probably the second best running back in the game. As far as duos, I think they're better than Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. So I think they're the best duo backs left in the top 8 here. If you can get that run game going, this could be very interesting. A very semi-low game in the 20s. If you keep Mahomes off the field for long enough, and you take 6-7 minutes clock, 6-7 minutes off the clock, you take long drives, just like you did in the fourth quarter against Pittsburgh, where you took it down to what was it, like 3 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever, and then you obviously got the ball back, so you could run out the clock. But if you can do that, take large chunks of time off the clock. Yes, they can strike fast, but you're going to get them more in a hurry to strike fast so they can get the ball back, so they can get their defense back out there for a stop. So, if you're up 14, run the ball. Just run the ball. You want a couple first downs. You want to just keep that clock running as much as possible. So, that is how you win. Tomorrow, Thursday, I will have more of a breakdown talking about that game coming out. Today, I will actually have my Baltimore and Buffalo breakdown, which should be up. I think it comes out at noon Central Time. So this will obviously go up about an hour before that. So 2 more AFC side games here. I have the Packers-Rams one up that was already out on Monday. And then Tampa and New Orleans was out on Tuesday, yesterday. So I'm breaking down. I go more in depth here. This is just kind of, more so just quick picks. But I don't want this to be like a 30-second video where I just go, all the home teams. All right, there you go. There's so much to talk about here, and this is really fun. And I haven't been this excited for a division round playoff game in, again, it's been a couple years. This is just, in my lifetime, in the 19 years of my lifetime, this may be a top 5 playoff. Like, playoff-wise, this may be in the top 5 for weeks between the wild card, division round, and NFC Championship. This may be, like, one of my favorite all-time in my 19 years of being alive. So, I'm excited for this. This, again, if Cleveland wins, it's going to break the internet. I am telling you right now, this is going to break the internet. Everything is going to break. If Cleveland wins this game, lock them in as a Super Bowl pick. They're going to the Super Bowl. If they win this, I can't see. I just can't see any Buffalo or Baltimore beating them if they beat the Chiefs. So, but that's a big if. Again, you have to keep Mahomes off the field. Again, that D is probably the weak point. And if you want another thing here, Mahomes hasn't played since week 16. He had off week 17. He had off wild card weekend. So that's almost 3 weeks that he's had off. Actually, isn't that technically 21 days? I think it's technically 21 days because it's Sunday to Sunday. Sunday to Sunday to Sunday. Yeah, I think it's been 21 days. So, he could be rusty. So, you want an early lead then. If you can go up 14-21 in the first half, again, he might be rusty. He might throw a pick. And then second half, he'll be settled in. And that is when you tell your defense, settle down, keep the ball, keep the clock running if you can. Try to keep him on the field. Defending Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, that whole group is going to be really hard. They should have Denzel Ward back. He's really a big notable exception between all 4 games. Denzel Ward is probably the biggest guy coming back. Hopefully he'll help. But, your defense is giving up a lot of points. In the way to minimize that, or a lot of yards. Excuse me, not a lot of points, but a lot of yards. Because Big Ben just threw for 501 on you. So, let's just say Mahomes can't throw for 600. So, they will have all the coaches back too. So Kevin Stefanski will be on the sidelines too. Other offensive line. I think they had like a defensive line or something out too. So again, this is gonna be really interesting. We all know how the Chiefs are, so that's why I kind of focus more on the Browns side. Because the Chiefs can just light you up, and you're done in a second. They can be down 24, and you're done. You're just snap your fingers. You're out of existence. Like you're done. Texans know what I'm talking about. Then finally, to wrap up Wild Card Weekend. Now by the time this game goes on, we will know the AFC Championship game, and we will know who of these two teams will face Green Bay or the Rams in the NFC Championship game. So this game, again, has best game of the weekend written all over it. You have a hot Bucs squad versus, they played the Bears. The Bears defense is good. You have a pretty hot New Orleans Saints team. You're going to have a full power Saints team. I think Ronald Jones is still not back yet. So I guess it's not technically a full power Tampa team, but do you really need Ronald Jones when you have Leonard Fournette carrying the weight in the backfield? I don't think so. You got AB, Evans, Godwin. Who's that? I already forget. I think it's like a rookie or a second year. That third stringer. I can't even remember his name, but he's shined. You have Gronk at tight end. That offense is just gonna cook. They're gonna just cook, and it's gonna be 30s. I think defenses will settle in, and eventually, they'll get back and slow down the Bucs offense, and then the Bucs defense will slow down the New Orleans offense. But I can see it easily in the 30s. I can see a back and forth game. I think this is going to be a 3-point win. I think the winner is going to win by 3. So right now I have New Orleans winning by 3. But it's just, this is just going to be, offense and defense just all out there. Probably more so offensive in the first half and then more so defensive in the second half. I can see that happening. Again, I think it's going to take a little bit for defenses to get settled in. But once they do, this is going to be more so who can get down the field and score. If you can't, then you're probably going to end up losing this game. So we'll see what happens. I do have New Orleans winning. But again, this is going to be a tight game. Probably 38-35. This is just Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. Tom Brady actually posted on, I think it was on his Twitter. It was an old man Tom Brady and then old man Brees. With white beards and whatnot, and they had the History Channel logo in the background. And he quoted someone saying that the game should be on the History Channel because it's too older. Well, I think they're the oldest QBs left because Aaron's still in his 30s and Breeze is is he 40? I think or 39. So I like that. I think Drew Brees quoted that tweet with something too. So I would not be surprised if they pull that up in the middle of the game and just kind of show that off. But this is best of the best. 2 GOATs at QB facing off. And then if Green Bay wins, then the winner of this game has to go face another GOAT in Green Bay. So this is there's a lot of GOATs here, a lot of legends. This is just going to be a really, really interesting game, and I can't wait. I'm ready. I'm ready for Saturday. It is Wednesday right now, and I wish it was Saturday already. I do. So I can't wait. I'm ready to kick things off with number 1 offense versus number 1 defense. I'm ready to see Baltimore and Buffalo light it up. I'm ready to see if Cleveland can stand up and topple the giant that is Kansas City. And I am ready for the battle of the GOATs to end the divisional round weekend. And then we start all over with the hype of last 4 teams, the final 4 for the NFC Championship game. And then we have the Super Bowl in 2 weeks after that. So, I mean, we basically have 3 weeks till the Super Bowl. Pro Bowl is going to look a lot different. I don't know what I'm going to do for Pro Bowl because I won't have to do picks. I'm probably, I mean, there's going to be enough content to talk about, for the teams for the Super Bowl. If the Browns make it to the Super Bowl, I might do a couple Browns skits. That'd be kind of fun to do. I'm excited if you can't tell. I'm not the only one. If you look around, everywhere on every social media, people are hyped. Again, no team should overlook teams and focus on the NFC Championship game. For like a Green Bay fan like myself, I'm not focused on Tampa or New Orleans. If a Kansas City fan, I'm not focused on Baltimore or Buffalo. You focus on the Rams. You focus on the Browns. You focus on the opponent in front of you. That's exactly what you have to do. This is one and done. You don't win, you're out. This is it. You go home. You sit on the couch and you watch the NFC Championship game from home, AFC Championship game from home. I can't overlook the Rams, especially when you have the number 1 defense. When you have number 1 defense, again, even though we have the number 1 offense statistically, this is going to be a battle, and I am excited for that. I'm excited for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. I'm going to stop making this video longer than it already needs to be. Again, I will have Baltimore and Buffalo breakdown, go more in depth in that later today. Tomorrow, we go more in depth on the Cleveland and Kansas City game. I did not mention in that video that Patrick Mahomes has sat out for 21 days. So I'm kind of mentioning that here. I might put a comment under the video or something just saying that because, I didn't even think about that until today. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to be streaming on Saturday. I might stream on Sunday too. I said I was probably going to stream both days last week, and I didn't stream until the last game last weekend. But I'm going to try to stream both games this weekend. Two games this weekend. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. I'm most likely going to stream the Packers-Rams game on Saturday. And then I am kind of liking that Cleveland-Kansas City game. Again, it might be a blowout, but I am kind of liking it. So we'll see. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like the video. Share the video around. Don't forget to subscribe. We are out of here.